Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Dave, and this is Scott, and on this channel I enjoy talking a lot about Lego investing, my Bricklink store, and some general investments. Today is going to be a little bit of a combination. I don't know whether this video is going to go up under the Lego investment side or whether it's going to go up under the general investment side of the channel, but today I'm going to be talking a little bit with Scott about investment and answering maybe some questions that he has. He's also earned some money, and so we're going to start a practice on Scott, or with Scott, on the money that he earns to help instill the importance of investing money early. So I figured this might be kind of a fun thing to be able to share with all of you.
Are you still learning about this?
I am still learning about this, 100%, yeah. And it's because I'm learning about it, I've learned how important it is to get started when you're very young. Now, you're probably younger than most people who would get started on it, but that's going to mean that if you learn some of this stuff this early, you're going to be way better off than a lot of the other people who don't have access to this kind of information. And that's why I want to share it with all of you as well. So we're going to be just spending some time talking together, allowing you to observe our conversation. We're going to be taking Scott's most recent earnings, money that he got from, I think it was
Luke's birthday.
Luke's birthday. So Grammy likes to... I think you got some of it from Luke's birthday.
Yeah.
But Scott got some gifts, so he got some presents of some money, and he had some other money, I believe, that he earned from doing some other chores and helping people out.
I don't do chores to earn
Well,
money.
when you were over at Grammy's, I think is how you earned some of it.
No, I don't do chores at Grammy's to earn money.
You did something to earn money. I think you were working hard outside, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, Scott had some income, and we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that, and we're going to set that money aside into a couple different categories so that he can start learning the concept of money, and we can start getting him set up, hopefully, with a good investment account. All right, Scott, are you ready to start talking about this?
Yes.
So let's get your wallet out. So right now, Scott, you have two different places that you keep your money typically, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so one place is in your wallet, and what do we call this money?
Spending money.
This is your spending money. So this is the money that when we go to the store, Scott can take with him and maybe choose a toy. Can't necessarily spend it all at once because it's important to save some of that money for other things that you might not know you want at that point, right?
Yes.
But we do allow him to go and he can pick his own toys or clothes or whatever it is that you care about and spend that money on those items, right? Okay. And so what's the other money that we typically have for you?
Saving money.
You're saving money, that's right. So you're saving money, where do we keep that right now?
In the piggy bank, or in like the in the bank.
In the bank, right. So Scott has a piggy bank that we use so that when we set money aside to be saved, we put it in the piggy bank, and then once the piggy bank gets full,
we discount it into the bank.
Yep, we go and deposit it. Yep, so we deposit that money into the bank. Scott has a savings account at the bank that maybe one day when it's time for either college or to buy a house or to get a car, that might be money that Scott has to pull from, and that's the importance of having savings, is to make sure that you can set aside money for generally large expenses, or when you're an adult, you might need to save money aside for rainy days, is what I call it, my rainy day fund, in case you lose a job or have some medical emergency, something that means you might not have income for a while. It gives you a place to pull some additional resources from without having to be overly stressed from your financial perspective. And so Scott does have his piggy bank and his bank, so he's been doing a great job saving. But Scott, you've seen a lot of what Dad's been doing here recently, right?
Yeah, you've been spending some and having that sit on the shelf.
Yeah, and that's what we call investing. And that's something that we haven't really done with you yet, right?
And also, you know that I haven't spent much money for my wallet.
You do a pretty good job not spending all your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a good thing. It's good to make good choices with your spending money even, and make sure that if you're going to use it, you're using it on something that you really want.
Yes, and not something that, like, you want at the moment, but then when you buy it, you don't want it.
Right. Yeah, wasteful spending isn't good because that doesn't add any value to your life, right? You don't get a lot of happiness out of it, and it doesn't make your life easier.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay. So the savings, you might not get a lot of happiness out of savings, but you do get some financial security, right? Which makes your life a little easier in case things go bad. Your spending money is money that you can use to help increase your happiness. Yes. Or if you bought something to make your life easier, maybe like some school supplies or maybe a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, because I only have 3 pairs of shoes.
That's...
To
Dad, that's a lot of pairs of shoes. But maybe to you, that's not a lot of pairs of shoes, and that's okay.
Only 3.
Okay, so if that's something that makes you happy or would make your life easier, that's certainly something you can use your spending money on, right?
Yep, if I want to.
If you want to. So let's talk about the next pile of money that we're going to have, okay?
Okay.
And that's investing. So investment is the concept of taking some of your money and buying something in hopes that the value of the thing that you've bought increases over time. Right? And so what's something that Dad buys as an investment? Legos. So let me go ahead and grab a Lego set here. Apparently I'm going to grab a large one. So this is a Lego set that I've bought for investment purposes.
Yeah, he also has 2 more on his shelf.
I do have a couple more of these. This particular set, Dad spent, I think it was $30 on. I got this on clearance.
Also,
yep.
In my Lego box, I have like $35.
That's true. He does also have a different form of money that he earns when he does work for Mom and Dad.
And also, I can use it to buy some of these Legos.
Yep, he can use that money to buy.
Have this one but then I would only have 5 left.
Oh, you got 35 Lego bucks right now? Okay. So let me talk real quick about this. So Dad spent $30 on this. And if I held that $30, right, if I put that $30 in my wallet, I would have $30, right? And that money is not going to go up in value, right? It's going to stay $30 forever.
Yes.
Okay.
So
if I put it in the bank, it's going to go up super, super slow. Because the bank gives you a little bit of extra money when you keep money in there, but it's a very low amount. That $30 after a whole year might be worth $30 and like 30 cents maybe.
What?
Yeah, so they might give me 30 cents for that $30 if I keep my money in there an entire year, right?
And I think I had...
You've got a lot of money in the bank. But let's stay on topic here. So I've purchased this item as an investment, and that's because I know I've done a lot of research to gauge what things I feel very strongly are going to increase in price. And a lot of that comes from when you and I first started. There were a lot of sets that we were missing that I wanted, that I went back and I looked up the price, and I'm like, man, these architecture sets or these Minecraft sets that came out before we started collecting were super expensive, right?
But then they go down.
Like, what's that really big one that we talk about every now and then?
Oh, the Minecraft Mountain Cave?
That
one goes up prices, not down.
Right. And that's exactly what we want to do. So, because we can see some of the stuff that we were interested in has increased in price, if we want to buy it, we got to pay a lot more than it originally cost, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we want to do is, instead of taking all of our money and putting it in our wallet, or taking all of our money and putting it into savings, we want to try and find places that we can put money that will increase in value so that the money that we put there can be worth more later.
Like the bank.
Kind of like the bank, but that's not much more, right?
Well, yeah, but if let's say it gives you some...
It does give you a little bit of money back, and that's good. But what would be better, putting the $30 in the bank and after a year having $30.30, or putting some of that money into an investment?
Putting some of that money into an investment.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea, and it's very important. That's what we want to teach you, is that you do want to have some of that money in savings, but you also want to put that money
in investment.
In an investment, yeah. And it doesn't have to be collectibles. There's a lot of other things.
Yeah, like Legos.
There's Lego, there's trading cards, there's stocks, right? And stocks are something that you're basically buying a small piece of ownership into a company. And then as that company gets bigger and increases in their value, your stock ends up increasing in value as well. But Dad doesn't know a whole lot about the stock market per se. I know more about the collectible things. So that's what we're going to keep this conversation about today, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. I've bought this set for $30, and my hope is that after maybe 2 years, I should be able to sell this set for $60.
What the?
Isn't that a lot more than 30?
Yeah, especially, was that just 2 years you said?
2 years.
But if you put it in the bank for 2 years, it would just give you 60 cents back.
That's right. If I put it in the bank, I would get about 60 cents.
Yeah, because every year gives you 30 cents.
Yeah, you would get about 30 cents a year on that $30, right?
Yes.
And that's assuming that you got a 1% interest rate, but we're not going to go into that in this video. And that's why I think it's really important. Now, this might be an extreme. I wouldn't count on all investments doubling in value over a 2-year period. But even let's say after 2 years, this set went up and it was only worth $40. What would be better, $40 or your $31?
$40.
$40, right? So your $30.60 didn't work as hard for you as your $30 turning into $40 even.
Yes.
Right?
But what if you put your money in the bank and then took it out after a year, but then invested it?
You could do that as well, but when we put our money here, right?
It turns into a lot more money.
And it does take more work to sell, right? Can I go and spend that Lego set at the store?
No.
No, I can't buy things with that Lego set.
No.
And so that's what we call a non-liquid investment.
Because then all you would do would be selling the Lego set.
Right. You've got to put more time, energy, and effort when it comes to taking your non-liquid investments and turning them back into money so that you can see that return on the investment, so that you can see that profit. Okay. In the bank, when you have your savings, that's what we call liquid assets, or a liquid investment maybe. Liquid savings, liquid cash, one of those. And that money is just available anytime, just like the money in your wallet. Mm-hmm. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
I think you're following along. Hopefully all of you are following along as well.
In case you want to learn about this.
Yep. And so a really good principle is when you get money, and this is Scott's most recent money. And Scott, do you remember how much money you had?
$120.
$120. Now, for this example, Dad's actually going to give him another $5. So thank you very much for being such a good sport here and doing this video with me. Okay? And that's going to help Dad because it's going to make the math a little bit easier. Okay?
Yes.
All right, so Scott has $125 now.
Yes.
Okay? And a good rule of thumb is to take 20% of that money and put it into your savings. Okay?
Okay.
So, if I was to take 20% of this, we're going to go ahead and take, this is why I wanted 125, because $25 is 20% of 125. Okay?
Yes.
So where does this money go? If we want to take 20% and put it into our savings, where does this $25 go?
Bank.
In the bank, or in your piggy bank in this case.
Yeah, because I don't have a full piggy bank.
So we're going to go ahead and set that money right here on the table in its own pile, okay?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to put that 20% into your piggy bank, which will go into his bank account.
Yes.
And once that number in your savings gets to a pretty good amount, you can actually take that 20% and you can reduce it. I probably wouldn't recommend saving any less than 10%.
10%?
10% of your money that you earned.
Why?
Well, because you want to make sure that you have more than enough money in your savings. Now, if your savings gets huge, at some point,
you might want to spend some of it.
You might stop putting additional money in your savings. And a good rule of thumb for adults is that you probably want to make sure that you have at least 6 to 12 months worth of your expenses We're not going to go a super amount into that today because that's a little bit of a different topic. But in general, it's probably recommended that you save at least 10, hopefully 20% of your income until you get to that point. So we're going to take that $25 and we're going to put it in your bank. We're going to recommend that you take another 20% of your money and you put that into investments. And the earlier you can do this, the better. Okay? So if I want to take another 20%, how much money am I going to put in your investment account?
25.
25. Do you want to take $25 and put it in a different pile?
Yes.
Okay.
So, $20.
Yep. Yep.
Down to $5.
So you've got $25, and we're going to go ahead and put that here, and we're going to call that in your investment account, okay? This is going to be money that we're going to use, and we don't have to spend it all right now if it's not enough to invest in the item that you want to invest in.
Well,
but we're going to set it aside for right now.
But there is something that, like, probably never, ever anyone will be able to invest except for Greg and Clark.
Okay, what's that?
Minecraft Mountain Cave.
The Mountain Cave?
Yeah, because that's over thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and that's been retired for a very long time, so that might not increase in value as much moving forward anymore. Right? At some point, a set gets so expensive that it's hard for people to get, which means there's not a lot of people interested in buying it anymore.
Yeah.
And therefore, if your number of people that want to buy it go down, the amount that it increases goes down.
Oh, because then more people want to buy it.
Yeah, you want to find something that lots of people can afford and are interested in. That's the key to investment.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think we do with the other $75?
Wait.
You got another $75 left. Right? He had $125. We took $25 and put it into his bank. We took $25 and put it into his investment account. The other $75, where do you think that goes? It goes in your spending money.
Yes.
And this is basically what I like to do, is to make sure that you've got at least 20% going into savings until you hit that 6 to 12 month savings account number of expenses, which is different than income, as well as 20% into your investment account, especially when you're young. When you're young, it's even more critical, and that has to do with compounding interest, which we're also not going to get into today, but maybe in a future video we can talk a little bit about that. Okay, so Scott, that money is going to go in your piggy bank. This money is going to go into your investment account. And so let's talk just for a couple more minutes. I know the video is getting a little bit long, but I do want to talk
20 minutes.
about what kind of thing you might like to buy with your $25, or that you might like to buy that's more than $25 so that you can save up to make the investment that you want to.
Let me think.
Do you think that you want to invest in Lego? Do you want to invest in trading cards? Do you want to try and buy stocks? I'm happy to explore those with you if that's what you're interested in as well.
What are stocks?
Stocks are ownership in a company.
Huh?
It allows you to own a company, right? So, for instance, Walmart or McDonald's, you could buy stock in one of those companies and then you could be an owner of it. You would own a very, very small piece for small dollar amounts. But then if that company made more money and increased in value, your stock price would go up. And therefore your investment dollars would go up. So what kind of avenue do you think you would like to invest your money in?
Legos.
You think you want to do Lego?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we save that for another day, where we talk about how Scott is going to choose to invest his $25 into Lego. And I think what we're going to do is we'll end up setting up a special Scott investment shelf down here, where every time you invest in something, we can put it on your very own shelf so that you can keep your stuff separate from all Dad's business stuff. And you will know exactly what it is that you own. And we can let the viewers kind of follow along and see how your investment portfolio is doing.
Okay.
That sound fun?
Yes.
Awesome, bud. Hey, do you think you learned a little bit about investing?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay. Well, I'm glad that I was able to help you a little bit.
Well, maybe even we can talk about it off video.
Yeah, we could talk about it some more off video as well.
Yes.
If any of you have any questions
Just comment in the description below.
Yeah, comment in the section below, right? Man, he's a pro at this. I'm not so much, but I do enjoy talking about this and sharing at least the knowledge that I have.
Because I have my own channel, too.
That's true. Scott does have his own channel. It's Wolf Plays, and he puts content up there every now and then.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of building here lately, and he has recently uploaded a video about his Minecraft sets.
Yes. All these right here, you see.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Scott, for being such a good sport and letting me do this video with you.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this. Hopefully, this will be something that we get to do a little bit more often, and you can help track Scott's investments. We'll go ahead and share that with you, maybe as a group. And also make sure to let us know if you learned something interesting in this video, or if you have additional input that you would like to add. We would certainly love to hear about that.
In the description below.
In the description below. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching.
See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.